Recently, there was a movie that came out called Marry Me, and it's a rom-com starring Jennifer Lopez and Owen Wilson. Now, this movie didn't really receive a lot of hype, and I think it might be because it's releasing in a time period that's known as movies that are going to be destined to fail, because it's the January-February time period that no one really comes out to watch a lot of movies, though that can be dismissed based on the box office records for Batman. But regardless, it's a movie that kind of just came and went away. It released both in theaters and on Peacock, the streaming platform that Comcast owns, and I wanted to give this movie a try because it has Owen Wilson, and I love Owen Wilson. I think he's a cool guy, he's got an awesome voice, and I am generally a fan of the work that he's been in before, such as Night at the Museum or Cars, and even the most recent TV show Loki on Disney TV+. And admittedly, I had been seeing a lot of action flicks for a while in theaters. It felt like that was the only thing that was coming up between Spider-Man, James Bond, Uncharted, and all those movies where it feels like there's a lot on stake and that the world could end or that bad things are gonna happen if the good guys don't win. And I just wanted a change of pace from that. And I'll admit, I've never seen a rom-com before. Or actually, let me take that back. I've never seen a rom-com in theaters, and that's the type of genre I tend to avoid. It's just not it for me, and I don't ever find it to be entertaining or keep me engaged, but with Owen Wilson, I figured I'd give it a try. So, I went into the theaters, I sat down, spent 2 hours watching the movie, and when I came out of it, I absolutely loved this movie. That's right, this might be my favorite rom-com ever made, and there are many reasons why I think this movie is really good. So first off, I don't think that the acting on this was too bad. In fact, I've been conditioned to think that rom-coms usually have exaggerations and that the characters instantly fall in love for no apparent reason, but this one felt natural. It felt like the characters took their time and it wasn't ever forced. It seems that when people are in love, they have all of these ideals that love is the most important thing in the world and this and that, and they're very passionate about it, which just feels unrealistic and even weird. But this one, it wasn't really the case. They felt like really normal people that were going through issues in life and were ready to give it a try. Not once did it ever feel forced or down our throat, or not once did they ever feel like they were preaching the love aspect of this movie. They were like into the whole idea that love is everything and without love they'll die. That was never the case, and I really appreciated that. The acting was well done from both the characters. I think they have great chemistry together, and I think they did a phenomenal job in the characters that were written for them. Plot wise, the movie isn't anything new. When you have a big famous person and a regular person fall in love and then eventually realize they're good for each other, I think that's been done before. In fact, there's a Disney Channel movie that comes to my mind called Starstruck, which is kind of similar but not exactly the same. But like I said, it's not a new genre, but the whole movie feels charming and heartwarming because the characters really take their time to fall in love and it doesn't happen too quickly, and the characters themselves aren't that annoying. You know, whenever you have a pop star or someone that's a celebrity, movies tend to show them as this annoying, uptight prick that are ignorant and self-absorbed, but that's not the case with Jennifer Lopez's character at all. In fact, for a couple of moments you forget that she's a pop star and that she's just a regular person looking for love in this movie, and that's exactly what Owen Wilson wants too, subconsciously. The pacing in this movie is well done, and I know I've mentioned this over and over again, but overall I think this was a fantastic movie. You have kids in this movie that also do a great job in terms of acting. The music also is catchy. I did forget, I believe, one song in the middle, but the overall Marry Me song is indeed catchy, and they played quite a bit in the beginning and towards the end, and I think it fits the vibe just right. And overall, it left me feeling happy when I walked out of the theater. It didn't really make me feel sad, nor did it make me feel disappointed. In fact, I just felt glad that I watched this movie. Did it change my life? Absolutely not. Is it worth watching in theaters? Maybe, maybe not, but I think it is worth watching once for everyone if they're feeling let down, because the characters just feel lovable. And you know, in a day and age where rom-coms sort of tend to go directly to streaming platforms like this one, I am glad I watched it in theaters to have that big screen moment to myself, to watch it in a dark room in this giant picture hall, and it's an experience that I don't think I'll get that often, especially because theaters are reserved for big action flicks and movies with giant special effects. But it is nice to have simple movies that star simple human people playing simple human characters every once in a while. It offers a new change of perspective, and it makes you glad for not only the movies that have a ton of special effects, but also movies that don't have a ton of special effects. Overall, this was one of the most charming movies I saw this year. It had a good message that wasn't shoved down my throat. The characters felt lovable, the music was pretty good, and overall the experience was nice. I did not expect myself to like a rom-com this much, but I did. In fact, I think this is a pretty good movie, right up there with No Way Home for me personally, just because of how different it is and just because of how much of a new experience it offers me and something that I was not expecting. So, if you guys saw this movie in theaters, let me know what you guys thought in the comment section below, and I will see you guys next time.